Good evening. This is a regular scheduled meeting of the Kettering City Council. Today's date is February 24th, 2026. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me if you like in the invocation. Gracious and loving God, we give thanks for this community and the opportunity to serve it together. Tonight, we pause to celebrate the progress that has been made and the good work accomplished over the past year. We are grateful for the dedication, cooperation, and shared effort that made these successes possible. As we look ahead, grant us wisdom to build on this momentum, patience when challenges arise, and a continued commitment to the common good. May we lead tonight with humility, listen with respect, and care for one another as neighbors helping neighbors. Next, I'd like to recognize our Miami Valley Communications Council TV operator, Evan Russell, in the back. Thank you, Evan, for taking care of us tonight. Tonight, we're proud to present the state of the city by video, and I just want to first thank Amanda Harold, who's here, for all of her work in the writing and organizing. Oh, I'm sorry. I was so excited about this. It's not on my thing. Oh, okay. We're going to approve the minutes first. We're going to stick to the agenda, and then I'll get back to thanking Amanda and Evan. So I will call on Mrs. Duvall for a motion to approve the minutes.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
That's okay.
I have reviewed the minutes, find them to be in order, and I move to approve.
Second.
From the February 10th meeting, I'm sorry.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. Any questions? And call the roll.
Ms. Duvall?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Go for it.
Now we're going to talk about the state of the city of address. I want to thank again Amanda Harold for all of her work in the writing and organizing that it takes to make this video. It's not easy to get all six of us taped. As mentioned, the dozen staff members that you'll see in the video. And special thanks to Evan and the team at Miami Valley Communications Council for their expertise and partnership making this possible. So thank you, Evan, and tell everybody back at MVCC, thank you. With that, we're ready to roll the video. Good evening, Kettering. I stand before you tonight with deep gratitude and tremendous optimism as your new mayor. For 72 years, the city has carried the name and spirit of Charles Kettering, a man who believed that problems are simply opportunities and work clothes. That philosophy has shaped every decision we make, every investment we approve, and every conversation we have with you, our residents. I'm honored to work alongside our city council, Vice Mayor Lisa Duvall, Bob Scott, Shane Sullivan, Dan Palmer, and Laura Arbor. Together with our talented city staff, we're committed to one simple promise, making Kettering work for everyone who calls it home. Tonight's address isn't just about what we accomplished in 2025. It's about what we're building together. A city where families thrive, businesses grow, and neighbors look out for one another. It's where our past informs our future, but never limits it. So let's dive in and talk about where we've been, where we are, and where we're headed.
When you run a city, you make responsible decisions for today while planning for tomorrow. We are increasing our fiscal discipline and emphasizing smart planning. We would like to highlight our finance department, who has earned the city its 43rd consecutive Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. We also received the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award for the 40th year running and the Ohio Auditor of State Award with distinction. These aren't just plaques on a wall. They're proof that even in challenging times, we maintain rigorous financial standards and transparency. Being fiscally responsible means making tough choices. It means finding ways to cut costs without cutting the services that you rely on. It means being creative about attracting new jobs and businesses that strengthen our tax base. And it means continuing to look for efficiencies, like our Income Tax Division's new pilot program, allowing tax professionals to file electronically for their clients, a small change that makes a big difference when April rolls around. Our human resources team has been busy building a workforce ready to serve you. Between January and mid-November of 2025, we brought on 20 full-time employees, 8 part-time team members, and promoted 14 staff across departments. We have expanded our employee orientation process while also recognizing and celebrating employees for safe work and years of excellent service. Here's something that matters. We added nursing support to our summer camp program. That's a first for day camps in Southwest Ohio, and it means families with kids who have diabetes, allergies, or other medical needs can participate in our camps without worry. When we say everyone's welcome in Kettering, we mean it. We also deepened our ties with Kettering City Schools through participation in youth science nights, conducting mock interviews, career days, and lunch and learns for students. The next generation is watching what we do, and we want them to see the importance of local public service and a city that invests in our people.
Our city government operates with excellence, delivering services that are not only effective and innovative, but also built on collaboration and respect for every resident we serve.
In 2025, the Kettering Police Department continued its focus on protecting our citizens and building upon the strong relationships we have with them. This past year, we added several drones to our unmanned aerial vehicle program and purchased a new SWAT transport vehicle. We hosted several regional trainings for law enforcement at the Kettering Public Safety Training Center, including leadership training for patrol officers and supervisors. We passed our annual CALEA reaccreditation inspection, maintaining our commitment to national standards for law enforcement. We increased our collaboration with local and state task force, including the Retail Crime Task Force, working with both private businesses and other public agencies to reduce retail theft, which seriously impacts all of our communities. Our relationship with the community continued growing with programs like National Night Out, Citizens Police Academy, Communications with a Cop, Self-Defense, Blue Santa, and the City Block Party. All of these keep us engaged with the people we serve. This year, we hired 2 patrol officers, a dispatcher, a record specialist, a redaction specialist, and a court security officer. We promoted strong leaders from within, and we said goodbye with gratitude to colleagues who retired after decades of dedicated service. Looking to 2026, we'll continue blending innovation with relationship building, better training, smarter technology, and deeper trust. That's the formula for keeping Kettering one of the safest places in the region.
When someone calls 911, they're having the worst moment of their day, maybe their life. Our job is to show up ready to help. For the 8th year in a row, the Kettering Fire Department earned the gold standard for heart attack diagnosis and treatment. That recognition reflects the skill and heart of our crews who respond to emergencies every single day. We took delivery of Engine 36, an E1 pumper, along with a road rescue medic unit for Medic 36 equipped with a Stryker power cot. We installed mobile data terminals across our fleet and added new automatic chest compression systems, implemented emergency access procedures throughout the city. We hired 2 firefighter paramedics, maintaining our operational strength of 80 personnel. We issued 4 life-saving awards this year, honoring crews who brought patients back from cardiac arrest and restored them to their families and normal lives. In late June, 2 of our team members responded to a structural collapse in St. Mary's, Ohio, as part of Region 3 Rescue Strike Team. It's an 8-county technical rescue operation, and 13 of our members are trained and ready to serve whenever they're needed. We stayed visible in the community, visiting schools for career fairs, meeting future firefighters at Kettering Middle School, Van Buren Middle School, Fairmont High School, and the Dayton Regional STEM School. As we move into 2026, we're ordering new automatic stair lifts funded by a Bureau of Workers' Compensation grant, a new medic unit, 3 staff vehicles, and we're replacing a third of our portable radios as part of a 3-year upgrade cycle. We're also replacing our locution dispatch console to shave seconds off response times, and in emergencies, seconds save lives.
Building a strong economy means creating opportunities for everyone, from startups to established employers, and ensuring prosperity reaches every corner of our community.
Economic development is about more than ribbon cuttings and tax revenue. It's about creating opportunity for everyone who wants to build something here. In 2025, we supported redevelopment projects that changed the face of our community. We supported multiple businesses with grants to improve their properties. We removed blighted structures like the former Pepito's restaurant, the Kawasaki building, and the Vivian Tap Room, clearing the way for new possibilities. The Barnes redevelopment project is one we're especially proud of. This historic building, once slated for demolition, is being transformed into a small business and entrepreneur hub in partnership with Kettering City Schools, Cohatch, the Kettering Development Corporation, and the Shevitz Foundation. It'll house the school's administrative offices and serve as a launchpad for local entrepreneurs. Construction begins later in 2026. We also welcome new businesses. Nova Adventure Park, Zen Grill, Closed at Work, and the long-awaited reopening of the expanded and remodeled James Free Jewelers. Together, small businesses in Kettering created roughly 100 new jobs this year. 11 business owners participated in our Micro Enterprise Assistance Program this past spring, learning from the top regional advisors and accessing resources to help them grow. We're committed to ensuring that local entrepreneurs have the tools they need to succeed. We also ramped up efforts in the Miami Valley Research Park, focusing on bioscience and advanced manufacturing. The Dayton STEM School is almost finished, and Solvita and Resonetics are both positioned for expansion. In 2026, we'll also continue driving growth at the Research Park and Governor's Place Office Park. These aren't just business districts, they're economic engines for our entire community.
As Assistant City Manager, my work touches planning, community development, and senior services. And this year, we've made real progress in all three. Let's start with economic revitalization. Facade and demolition grants along Wilmington Pike and Far Hills Avenue have helped property owners upgrade their buildings. The former Tenneco site is being repositioned for future development. And VC Flats in the Research Park is bringing new housing and energy to a critical economic area. We're supporting businesses with the Micro Enterprise Education and Loan Program, which provides forgivable loans to eligible small businesses. And our Community Reinvestment Area program continues incentivizing investment in neighborhoods like Aragon Oak Park, where homeowners can improve their properties and strengthen our housing stock. In August of 2024, City Council approved a 16-month moratorium on new gas stations along commercial corridors. This pause gives us time to develop a comprehensive land use plan that reflects what our community wants, not just what developers propose. The plan is underway now. It's a 20-year roadmap for how Kettering redevelops, built on input from residents, businesses, and stakeholders. It's grounded in our strategic plan, and it'll guide decisions on neighborhoods, economic development, mixed-use areas, and public spaces. Now let's talk about seniors. Natalie Storms, our Senior Services Coordinator, assisted 414 residents in 2025, providing 25 different types of services and working directly with residents 1,784 times. She made nearly 400 home visits and handled over 1,000 phone calls. Our blood pressure clinics served 47 residents. We received the National Community Development Association District Small Community Impact Award and the CareSource Community Impact Award for this work. We also won a $16,000 Miami Valley Age-Friendly grant to support an age-friendly ADA program at the Charles I. Latham Senior Center. In 2026, we're updating our Senior Resource Guide, hosting an Older Adult Professionals Roundtable in February, organizing a large Community Development Block Grant Vendor Fair in May, and continuing our weekly blood pressure clinics at the Far Hills branch of the library.
A thriving community is one where creativity flourishes, neighbors connect, and everyone finds meaningful ways to participate in the life of our city.
As Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts, I get to work on the projects that bring joy to people's lives, and this year, we really delivered. The Latham Garden Plaza opened in spring 2025 after years of planning. Located in Indian Riffle Park, it features a new shelter, renovated shuffleboard courts, an artificial turf putting green, bench swings, water fountains, and plenty of seating. When Doug Latham and his family flew in from California for the ribbon cutting this fall, it was a celebration of family, legacy, and community. We also completed a major renovation in Governor's Place, redesigning the infrastructure and landscape for this key business corridor. Engineering and parks worked together under a tight deadline, and we got it done. The project was finished this fall and will serve that area for decades. Our signature events drew thousands of visitors to Art on the Commons, Art on the Playground, the Rosewood Holiday Arts Festival, Mayor's Tree Lighting, and concerts by the Kettering Civic Band and Kettering Children's Choir. We hosted the DDC Hometown Heroes event at the Riley Green Concert. And Nancy Cartwright, the voice of Bart Simpson and a Fairmont High School graduate, came home to share her artwork at Rosewood Arts Center, with the Fairmont Marching Firebirds welcoming her back. Speaking of Rosewood, enrollment has surged. Between 2023 and 2025, we've seen nearly a 50% increase in year-to-date enrollments. More people are engaging with the arts, and that creative energy ripples throughout our entire community. We secured age-friendly grants from the Dayton Foundation, the Del Mar Health Dayton Fund, and MVRPC Institute for Livable and Equitable Communities. That funding supports a fully subsidized age-friendly softball league and an adaptive three-wheel bike program. The Phrase hosted 3 sold-out shows and brought back Kids Fest. We launched a teen printmaking initiative partnering with Kettering City Schools, Dayton Regional STEM School, and Dayton Public Schools, providing transportation so every student could participate. In 2026, we're updating our Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Master Plan, pursuing CAPRA reaccreditation, and completing an assessment and infrastructure design improvements at Phrase Pavilion. We're listening to residents and designing spaces that reflect what you want, not what we think you need.
Quality of life is built on safe neighborhoods, accessible pathways, diverse housing choices, and opportunities that help every resident learn, grow, and connect.
Infrastructure isn't glamorous, but it's essential to each of our daily lives. And in 2025, we invested over $11 million in roads, sidewalks, and stormwater systems. Major projects included resurfacing Dorothy Lane from South Dixie Highway to Hague Avenue, supported by $1.5 million in federal funding. We resurfaced sections of Whip Road, East Stroop Road, and Patterson Road, along with streets throughout our neighborhoods. We completed the Governor's Place streetscape project, upgraded streets and drainage in Golf Club Estates, repaired Fletcher Avenue, installed ADA curb ramps on Stroop Road, and built new sidewalk along West Stroop Road from Stonebridge to Ridgeway, backed by $340,000 in federal funds. We partnered with ODOT on the State Route 835 and State Route 48 resurfacing project, an almost $2.1 million investment. Our public service crews kept the city running all year. During the 2025 winter season, they applied 4,200 tons of salt, 12,600 gallons of beet heat, and 106,000 gallons of brine. In the fall, they collected over 600 truckloads of leaves, which is more than 3,700 tons. We processed almost 700 tons of yard waste at the Yard Debris Center and produced over 1,800 tons of mulch. Residents and our park system both benefit from this incredible effort. We also recycled almost 41,000 pounds of scrap metal and over 2,000 cubic yards of asphalt grindings. And we welcomed almost 21,000 cars to the Yard Debris Center. Infrastructure connects us literally and figuratively. Every repaired sidewalk, every new path, every upgraded drainage system makes life a little easier and keeps Kettering moving forward.
The choices we make today shape the world our children will inherit, and that means prioritizing environmental health alongside economic vitality and community well-being.
Sustainability is a commitment to making decisions today that protect tomorrow. In 2025, we launched a new Sustainability Office website, creating a central hub for programs, data, and ways to get involved. We introduced recycling efforts at Frey's Concerts, the Recreation Complex, Fitness and Wellness Center, the Water Park, and at Go Forth. We opened 2 new drop-off programs, a community recycling site in June and a composting location in December, both at Indian Riffle Park. These programs give residents convenient options for materials that would otherwise end up in landfills. We partnered with the Little Miami Watershed Network to organize multiple cleanups along Little Beaver Creek. Kettering volunteers showed up, rolled up their sleeves, and made a real difference. We're looking to 2026, developing a comprehensive sustainability plan that supports a key goal of the strategic plan. This effort will be aligned with updates to the comprehensive plan and Parks Master Plan. It's not just about setting goals, it's about creating a roadmap we can realistically follow. Sustainability is about more than recycling bins and compost piles. It's about building a city that our kids and grandkids will be proud to inherit.
Volunteers are the backbone of this community. They coach youth sports, maintain parks, help seniors file taxes, and provide support in city offices. In 2025, over 400 volunteers donated 14,500 hours using their skills, earning school credit, and building connections that make Kettering strong. Programs like Make a Difference Day, Neighborhood Pride, and the Christmas Day Gathering succeed because of volunteers who show up and care. In 2026, we're expanding our outreach to recruit new volunteers and partner with community organizations. We've teamed up with the Communications and Engagement Division to share stories and show people how they can be part of the Kettering story. If you've ever thought about volunteering, this is your invitation. There's a place for you here.
As we close the State of the City, I want to leave you with this thought. Kettering isn't great because of what we've built. It's great because of who we are. We're neighbors who help each other, entrepreneurs who take risks, volunteers who give their time, families who invest in our schools and parks, city employees who show up every day to serve. In 2025, we invested in infrastructure, supported local businesses, and strengthened public safety. We are following the community-driven strategic plan and working toward a sustainable future. We listened, we learned, and we moved forward together. In 2026, we'll keep that momentum going. We'll complete the comprehensive land use plan and finish major projects that will shape our community for years to come. We'll continue supporting our seniors, celebrating our artists, and keeping Kettering one of the safest and most welcoming communities in Ohio. This year also marks a special milestone, America's 250th anniversary, and we invite the entire community to celebrate America 250 with us throughout the year. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me to serve as your mayor. Thank you to City Council, our dedicated staff, and every resident who makes this city what it is. Together, we're building a Kettering we can all be proud of. May 2026 bring health, happiness, and prosperity to you and your families. Thank you for choosing to call Kettering home. Staff that made that presentation possible, and to I sent Amanda a note yesterday that I was just glad to see former Mayor Peggy Lehner featured so many times, because the work that was completed last year is really the product of her leadership over the last 4 years. So again, thank you for that, and thank you for the staff who participated even when maybe you didn't want to participate. So thank you, everyone. With that, we'll go back to the agenda, and the first is public comments on pending legislation this evening. If you have comments on tonight's, anyone wishing to speak before council with comments or new information about the legislation on tonight's agenda may do so at this time. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Speakers must state their name and address, and comments should be addressed to us here on council. If you have comments that are not about the legislative agenda tonight, there will be an opportunity for those to be heard later in the evening. So again, if you have comments about the legislation, now is the time. Also on the agenda tonight are public hearings. We have no public hearings this evening, so we'll move on with tonight's agenda, and I'll call on Vice Mayor Duval for the first item.
Your Honor, I have an ordinance to amend Section 905.01 of the codified ordinances to give explicit authority to the city engineer to amend the official house numbering map of the city of Kettering. This is requested by the Law Department. This is an ordinance in second reading, and I move for approval.
Second.
The motion's been made and seconded. Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. This ordinance in second reading tonight culminates what we've been talking about for the past couple council meetings regarding the change of addresses and the change of street names on a number of streets in Kettering. Excuse me. This first ordinance will actually modify our current ordinance to give the city engineer the explicit authority to amend the house numbering map of the city of Kettering. Currently, the way the ordinance reads, it suggests that the city engineer has authority to do so, but in order to leave no shadow of doubt, based on advice from our law department, they're recommending that you modify this section of the codified ordinances to allow for that explicit authority and to remove all doubt that the city engineer, whoever holds that office, has the authority to change addresses. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any additional questions for Mr. Bergstresser? Seeing none, we can call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have an ordinance in second reading, changing the names of Smithville Road, Shantz Avenue, and Patterson Boulevard in the city of Kettering. This is requested by the engineering department, and I move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. Paired with the first ordinance that was just approved, we've been working to, I would say more so, clarify the names of Smithville Road, Shantz Avenue, and Patterson Boulevard in Kettering for a couple reasons. First off, and probably the most important one, is that we are transitioning to a new 911 system that is electronic mapping based rather than AT&T phone line based. So it's a new technology we're moving towards. The result of that new technology is that we cannot have duplicate names or duplicate street addresses with other jurisdictions within Montgomery County. So for instance of Smithville Road, in Dayton, there's a North Smithville Road and there's a South Smithville Road. When you get to Kettering, it turns to Smithville Road. So this ordinance will officially clarify or change the name of Smithville Road to South Smithville Road to line up with what the city of Dayton has. There also is a series of numbers along Smithville Road that is duplicate to several blocks in the city of Dayton. And because we cannot have duplicate addresses, most importantly for 911 calls, but secondarily for package delivery, mail delivery, that type of thing, utilities, we need to actually physically change the address numbers for all the properties along Smithville Road in Kettering, and we will do that upon passage of this ordinance. For Shantz Avenue and Patterson Boulevard, these are simply clarifications to add directional indications to these streets to line up with what Oakwood is doing on Shantz Avenue. So west of Far Hills, it is will be known as West Shantz, both in Oakwood and in Kettering. And on Patterson Boulevard, it is South Patterson Boulevard in the city of Dayton. And upon passage of this ordinance, Kettering's Patterson Boulevard will be known as South Patterson Boulevard officially, even though people along South Patterson are already using South Patterson to the best of our knowledge. So a lot of clarifications that are going on, a lot of changes, but all in all, this will be a positive change for residents, especially for emergency response. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for Mr. Bergstresser? Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to accept and expend the grant from the Artemis Board for Montgomery County. This is being requested by the Police Department, and the grant amount is for $15,000. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. The Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Services Board for Montgomery County, ADAMAS, has a first responder mental health wellness CCRP and CIT aligned initiative, and they announced a grant opportunity for area agencies to fund programs supporting mental health for employees. The program strives for first responders who are to be psychologically supported, emotionally regulated, and equipped with internal capacity to engage with empathy, patience, and clarity. And the Kettering Police Department has been awarded up to $15,000 to be utilized toward a partnership with Pinpoint Behavioral Health Services to support our officers. These funds are expected to cover the services for the entirety of the fiscal year, and I would ask the Chief if he would like to add anything.
Thank you, Your Honor. A few years ago, we started talking about just not the physical well-being of the men and women from the police department, both sworn and our dispatchers, but the mental health of them also. So we did team up with Pinpoint last year, and now we have it where every year each employee, the sworn and the dispatchers, are required to sit down with a counselor for at least 1 hour to talk about whatever they want to. Obviously, the administration will not know about that. But we know they go through very stressful times, and we want them to have the opportunity to talk to somebody about that. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for providing for their care in that way. Any questions for Mr. Greason or the Chief? Seeing none, we'll call the roll.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a cost participation agreement with the City of Dayton, Ohio for the Kettering Business Park Ped Bike Connector Project, City Project number 01-504Z. Estimated cost and amount budgeted is not shown and is requested by the engineering department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. At a previous council meeting this year, you approved a resolution for us to advertise for bids and to contract for a project to add a bike and pedestrian connection between the Kettering Business Park and the Patterson Park neighborhood in the city of Dayton. Since that resolution was approved, we have been in discussions with the city of Dayton, and they have agreed to contribute $30,000 to the cost of this project. So the total estimated project cost of $125,000 hasn't changed from what was previously approved. The only difference now is that upon approval of this resolution, we will contract with the city of Dayton for them to contribute $30,000 towards that $125,000. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from Mr. Bergstresser? Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to apply for a cybersecurity software and services grant from the Cyber Ohio Local Government Grant Program. The estimated cost, $11,875. The amount budgeted is $0. This is requested by the Administrative Systems Department, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. This resolution authorizes us to apply for the Cybersecurity Software Services Round 3 grant, and this will be for the purpose of assisting with a transition to a .gov domain. That has benefits in a variety of ways, including cybersecurity, as those domains can only have to be approved by the federal government and are only available for governmental agencies, and they have more scrutiny for their establishment. The award is a maximum of $9,500 and requires a 20% local match. The grant application deadline is March 13th, so that's why we are asking for your approval. However, the performance period for any award runs until November 2027, so the project implementation may be longer than it may reach into 2027. The $2,375 local match will be paid for from the communications and engagement operating budget in 2027. Be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Any question for Mr. Greason? Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing a facade and site improvement grant for the property located at 1827 to 1875 East Stroop Road and rescinding resolution number 11167-24. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yeah, we're pleased to talk about another facade and site improvement grant for one of our local property owners who desires to make significant improvements to their property. This resolution authorizes me to enter into an agreement with Point Plaza LLC, allowing them to participate in the grant program. The property owner is located at 1827 through 1875 East Stroop Road. So just, for the listening audience, that's the intersection of Stroop and Wilmington Pike, just to the west of the library. They are planning to make a number of facade and site improvements to that property. That includes, but is not limited to, new paint, removal of non-conforming neon light bands, new awning covers and signs, a new roof on one of the buildings, landscaping improvements, including adding irrigation, a new privacy fence between properties to create better buffering with the residential uses adjacent to them, and the program is a matching grant program, so there will be a dollar-for-dollar match up to no more than $50,000. I would be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Mr. Greason?
I just want to say I still see it as an old Blockbuster over there, so I'm excited for the facelift.
I would add, I can't top that. But I would add this resolution rescinds a previously passed resolution related to the same property for a project that didn't move forward. Glad to answer your questions.
Seeing no questions, we'll call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to use competitive bargaining and negotiated quotes to contract for the removal and replacement of the water heater and related appurtenances at Rosewood Arts Center. The estimated cost and the amount budgeted is $50,000, and this is requested by the Public Service Department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a 2026 capital improvement program project that will expend about $38,000 to replace the existing water heater, which is portions of which are original to the facility and do contain some asbestos wrap. We also, along with this project, are estimated to spend about $12,000 to abate the asbestos around those pipes as well. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Bergstresser? Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution to amend the Resolution 11375-25 regarding contracting with Blade Cutters, Inc. for snow and ice removal services. This is estimated cost $150,000. The amount budgeted is $0. It was requested by the Parks, Rec, and Cultural Arts Department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a result of the wonderful winter we've had this year. We contract with Blade Cutters. We have a current contract with Blade Cutters to perform snow and ice removal services on various public facilities in Kettering, such as this facility, fire stations, and other areas. Our crews, which would normally perform some of the services for these facilities, we're busy assisting the Public Service Department, with roadway snow removal operations. Therefore, we need to expend more money with blade cutters for services that have already taken place, as well as hopefully no more services for the remainder of the winter season. So we're before you tonight because the services that have been incurred and potentially will occur through the next month or so exceed 25% of the originally legislated amount, and so therefore we need council approval to move forward. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Bergstresser? Seeing none, call the roll.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to use competitive bargaining and negotiated quotes to contract for the relocation and reinstallation of the public art piece at Delco Park. Estimated cost is $40,000. That is the amount budgeted and is requested by Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts. I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a request for the relocation and reinstallation of the Rock Wave sculpture at Delco Park, which is the one down close to the pond near the fishing pier. The foundation is failing slowly, which is causing the sculpture to lean along the south side of the path, closer to the path. We've engaged an outside engineering firm. They have determined that the best course of action to eliminate the lean and low potential of it falling over, in that we need to relocate it to a new foundation in a different location near the pond, and then install the proper footings to support the structure. It's a very large stone sculpture. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. Very heavy, very massive, and so therefore requires a special foundation to carry the weight in a different location that will have better soil to do that. Be happy to answer questions.
What's the timeline for that? That's something that would happen this summer?
Potentially this summer, yeah. We obviously have to coordinate around and go forth and things like that, but it'll be once the weather improves, it'll be a summer type activity.
Any other questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into agreements for discounts, complimentary tickets, complimentary program participation to benefit the advertising and promotion of calendar year 2026 Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Program and the 2026 Phrase Pavilion Performance Season. Budgeted amount up to $50,000. Estimated cost up to $50,000. This is requested by the Economic Development Department, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. This resolution gives us the administrative flexibility to promote programs and activities at the Phrase and other facilities operated by the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department, and is part of our advertising and promotion annual efforts. Be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Any additional questions? And call the roll.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing payment of music licensing fees for concerts at Phrase Pavilion during 2026. This is requested by the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department. Estimated cost and budgeted amount is $80,000. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. We are required to pay licensing fees to offer live music. So ASCAP and BMI fees are typically 1% of gross ticket sales in excess of $25,000 per event. And we do this annually as well, and this resolution authorizes us to pay those licensing fees. Be glad to answer any questions that you have.
Any questions? We can call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to use competitive bargaining and negotiated quotes to contract for the purchase and installation of replacement playground equipment at various parks. The estimated cost and the amount budgeted is $75,000, and this is requested by the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. This project consists of the purchase and installation of playground equipment and elements within parks. I think, and Mr. Shearhart can correct me, but I believe it's resurfacing at Walther Park this year. Playgrounds found within Kettering parks were, many of them were installed between 2010 and 2012. And so while many are still within their service life, warranties are exhausted and high-use elements found within parks need to be replaced, like the surface at Walther Park. And we will use that funding to do that. Mr. Shearhart, do you want to add anything?
Just that Walther Park is one of 2 remaining parks that actually has wood chips, not actually a soft surface there. So this will be a definite improvement for the residents surrounding Walther Park.
Yeah, no warranty on that.
Any other questions from Mr. Greason or Mr. Shearhart? Hearing none, call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to use competitive bargaining and negotiated quotes to contract for the renovation of playground surfacing. The estimated cost is $150,000. The amount budgeted is the same. The request is from the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Your Honor, I flipped my notes. I think what I should have said the last time, the warranties expire. We're doing Walther Park with this one.
So I would understand that the former one is just for routine maintenance at parks.
Correct. Okay. Yep.
Well, this is a good time. Do we have an update on, while we're here, talking about parks, do we have an update on State Farm timing? Shane was asking, not the mayor.
On the installation of
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that'll be a springtime project once the weather breaks, because that'll include the pour and place soft surface there as well that has to be applied over a certain temperature. So that should hopefully be installed sometime this summer.
So State Farm's not part of item 12 that before?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, those items were covered by an insurance claim due to the vandalism of the fire over there, so those are not part of this, no.
I diverted off the agenda, my apologies. Hearing no other questions that are pertinent to the agenda item, we can call the roll.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
I have a resolution to make supplemental appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Kettering, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31, 2026. Estimated cost $2,088,000, $2,088,585.07 approximately. Amount budget is $0, and this is requested by the Finance Department. Move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. Bear with me a little bit about the supplemental appropriation. The first is grant project carryovers. So this supplemental appropriation is related to carryover funding for various grants and specific projects from the fiscal year 2025 to 2026. I think it's important to note that part of the request doesn't represent new spending, but it's just carrying over appropriations from one fiscal year to the next. It's $1,939,285, and I would note 7 cents. Our finance department is exact for grant carryovers, and the table of those grants and the carryover amounts is detailed in your agenda packet, and I'll spare reading the long list. Spare you from me reading the long list. Additionally, in the engineering department, there's a supplemental appropriation for $18,600. That's a carryover of the budget balance for an inspector's truck. The original budget was $59,000. $40,400 was expended in 2025. The remainder is carried over for what we call the upfit. You buy the truck and then you have to put the equipment that we use on it. There's a supplemental appropriation for $4,500, which is a carryover of the budget balance for the purchase of a trailer that was previously donated to support use and movement of the inflatable movie screen that we purchased with donations, and funding's being provided via donation from the Kettering Parks Foundation. In the Capital Improvement Fund, the 1% for the arts, there's a supplemental appropriation of $20,000 to carry over the budget balance from the prior year for the project that we just discussed, the stabilization of the rock wave sculpture at Delco Park. It was budgeted in 2025, and of course, you just learned we're not planning to spend that until the middle of this fiscal year. Additionally, supplemental appropriations in the municipal court. There's a supplemental appropriation of $91,200, which is a request to reclassify the salary and benefits of an employee from the clerk of the court cost center to the municipal court cost center, effective February 23rd. The net budget impact is zero, but a supplemental appropriation is required due to the budgetary control requirements. Lastly, there is a supplemental appropriation of $15,000 for the acceptance of the 2026 grant from Adamus, Montgomery County for the first responder mental health wellness program that we discussed earlier this evening. You authorized us to do it. Now we need the appropriation to spend the funds. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I am not. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have.
Any questions for Mr. Greason? With that, call the roll.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbour?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have an ordinance in its first reading to amend Chapter 943 of the codified ordinances of the City of Kettering regarding garbage and refuse collection.
Mr. Greason, I'll call on you first.
I'm going to give Mr. Bergstresser the opportunity to talk trash.
Thank you. So our current solid waste and recycling ordinance was last revised way back in 2004. It needs to be updated to reflect current practices. Back in 2004, we were transitioning to a single hauler off of a subscription-based service prior to that. Now we are in a single hauler automated curbside, which is far different than what we were doing back in 2004. So the recommended updates include clarifying the single hauler system for our residential service for 1, 2, and 3 unit dwellings, establishing rules and regulations for administration of the contract we have with that single hauler, and updating the permitting process for equipment and establishing penalties for violations of the ordinance. This is in first reading tonight. Second reading will be at the next council meeting. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Bergstresser this evening? Hearing none, we'll move on the agenda. We'll call on Ms. Hayslip for any certifications and petitions this evening.
Your Honor, we do not have any certifications or petitions this evening.
Then I will call upon Mr. Greason for tonight's community update and manager's report.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll be brief. We want to once again emphasize Cross-Safe Kettering, where we are encouraging everybody to pay attention to people in the crosswalk, follow the appropriate crosswalk crossing procedures, and really just everybody be respectful, responsible, and safe, and pay attention to each other, keep each other safe in school zones and throughout Kettering. We want to highlight that it is Black History Month, and Kettering's Board of Community Relations is encouraging everyone to learn more about Black History Month. You may know that this was originally celebrated the second week of February to coincide with the birth dates of both Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. but was expanded and nationally recognized as Black History Month in 1976. The Board of Community Relations has a number of resources that is pointing to people to learn more about this important month, and we encourage people to do so. It is the time of the year where we are accepting nominations, and it's closing quickly. By March 1st, we want people to submit nominations for our 43rd Mayor's Award for Outstanding Volunteers and Outstanding Volunteer Service. This was established in 1983 and honors outstanding volunteers who are making valuable contributions to the community through all kinds of volunteer services in health, recreation, arts, environment, education, public safety, civic service, human services. Recipients of this award must either be a resident of Kettering or the volunteer service must be performed in Kettering. And I think it's important to note that nominations can be of an individual or of a group of people who make notable impact in our community. This is an important award in the life of the city. As you heard in the State of the City, we are a community of volunteers. And we're encouraging people to submit nominations by March 1st. On March 2nd, we will be opening the Yard Debris Center with optimism that we will have yard debris and not snow anymore. Regular hours will be Monday through Friday, 3 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And if you recall Mr. Bergstresser's remarks during the State of the City, I think we had 21,000 cars come through the Yard Debris Center last year, so this is a well-used service in the city, and we encourage people to take advantage of it. And lastly, Your Honor, we are going to be mentioning America 250 throughout this year and hosting a series of events that celebrate Ohio's contributions to history, culture, innovation, and community. And each month features a different theme. And I just wanted to note that March's theme will be Ohio Entertains, and will highlight music, entertainment, and movies, and Ohio's contributions to those things. Be glad to answer any questions that you may have this evening.
Any questions for the manager tonight? At this time, if you'd like to come speak before City Council, please come down to the podium. Each speaker will have a 5-minute limit. Speakers are asked to state their name and address. If there's anyone who would like to speak before City Council tonight, now's the time. With that, I will call on Mrs. Duval to be the first person to give a council update this evening.
So, first of all, I do want to mention that, well, I want to congratulate Mr. Greason on the laugh he got on his trash talk joke. That was amazing. Excellent job. Very good.
Humor's not my gift, as you know.
Along with what Mr. Greason said about Black History Month, I do want to say that the Board of Community Relations will be here at the next council meeting on March 10th to announce the winners of the Black History Month contest. And we had a lot of great entries, so we're very excited about that. This week, last week, I think it was last week, there was the first MVCC meeting of the year, and we had a presentation by, what is his name, Josh Walters. He replaced Bob Green, who served as the director of the Tactical Crime Suppression Unit. This is a unit funded and kind of governed a little bit by MVCC and all our member communities. And I think it's something that we don't hear a lot about, just as the general public. And in 2025, they participated in 92 drug investigations, 15 internet crimes against children investigations, and multiple other things, including stolen vehicle recovery, weapons investigations, human trafficking investigations, a dogfighting investigation. This group does amazing work for our communities, and I just wanted to thank him for presenting to us and for all the work they do. They're really fantastic. And lastly, I do want to say that we are part of the National League of Cities. NLC has a lot of boards, a lot of councils, and I'm on a couple of them. And for one of them, I have applied or asked to be appointed to one of the subcommittees for civility and discourse, which really focuses on how to communicate in a non-polarizing way. And I know that's important to Mayor Suddeth. You've lectured me about it before. So I applied to be on it because I think I could use a little training in that, and I think a lot of us could. So I'm very excited to hopefully bring back some ideas from that. And I think that's all I have.
Okay. I had the opportunity, or several of us had the opportunity on Friday to go to a ribbon cutting for Chili's. It's Wings and Fish. It's on Dorothy Lane, it's on Dorothy Lane near the intersection at Wilmington. It was formerly a Burger King, but you wouldn't know it by driving by, which is, I want to congratulate the folks at Chili's for opening a business in Kettering. It's really exciting. It's a big deal for them. But I also want to congratulate our city staff for the high standards. When buildings are renovated or modified, we have high standards that sometimes people complain about, but it also allows us to totally flip a building that was a Burger King to look like something that is not a Burger King. So if you drive by, you might be surprised. They did a really good job with that. So as you drive around the city, they showed it in the state of the city. We removed a lot of blight. So that's one way as you're driving around. It's nice to see some of those old buildings gone. And we left out a few because I guess we didn't knock down the one that I'm maybe most proud of. It's the old cigarette shop at Stroop and Woodman by Route Song Funeral Home. I couldn't stand that building. That is also gone. So there's several buildings that were blight that have been removed, but then there's also a lot of buildings that we've refreshed, and so that's what's going to happen at the corner of Stroop and Wilmington as well, with the old Blockbuster like I mentioned earlier. So it's just really exciting. As you drive around the city, you just see there's a lot of wins in the last couple years, I think, for our city. So congrats to Chili's, but congrats to our city staff as well. That's it from me.
Thank you. So this past Saturday, I got to attend the Ohio Municipal League Seminar for newly elected officials. And it was in Columbus. It was a productive session. I'm glad I got to go. I got to talk to a lot of different council members from different cities, discuss what they were talking and implementing in their communities. And then on Sunday, I got the honor of attending the Kettering Police Department's Employee Awards. And while we recognize the high quality and of our police department, hearing the awards for 2025 was very, very impressive. The dedication, the skill, and the composure was displayed by the officers and staff managers shows the professional standards that are upheld in Kettering. I want to congratulate all the recipients and thank Chief Protzman for the invite. Finally, I want to remind everyone that on Saturday is the last day for the 38th Works of Paper exhibition at Rosewood Art Center. There will be an artist reception from 1 to 3, and this is a great opportunity to see the exhibition before it closes, and you'll be able to speak to all the talented and local artists, and I would encourage everyone to stop by and support the local arts community. And if you haven't been since they've changed over the gallery, it's just really amazing. That's all I have.
Mr. Sullivan covered the items that I was going to bring up, and we're running a little long, so I'll dispense with any further comments.
I first want to recognize Mrs. Harold and her team for putting together a fabulous video covering all aspects of the city. It was really well done, and we enjoyed it. I'm lucky enough to sit on the Kettering Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee. We met this past week, and there are some folks in this community that care deeply about safety and the bike paths that we have and will have. If you are interested at all, this is a wonderful group of Kettering residents who are dedicated to improving and promoting and creating a safe, accessible walking and biking infrastructure in our city. So something to look into. That's all I have.
Well, it has been a busy few weeks. I feel like I say that every couple of weeks, but it was fun to join most members of council for the ribbon cutting and to interrupt Jason Sullivan, who's on the Parks crew, his dinner. He just happened to be there for dinner, and we crashed and ruined his evening, I think. Also, America's 250th is underway, and last Saturday I was able to participate in 2 events here in town that begin that celebration. First was being a volunteer for the Kettering Noon Optimist with Shane. We're both Dorwood members along with Bob. We volunteered for the Noon Optimist event, and the ladies there throw a party. I don't even know how to describe what happened, but it was all in celebration of the 250th. There's a red, white, and blue theme, and I don't know. We contributed in some small way. And then I was part of the Sons of American Revolution and Daughters of American Revolution's annual meeting in Kettering. And these are folks who trace their lineage back to the patriots who led our independence. And an interesting group, a lot of history, and are all local. And I was not prepared to dine in the company of period costumes. And I was taught a lot about our history as we celebrated President Washington's birthday with them. Also this past weekend, my wife and I, she's here tonight, we were invited to a local church that meets here in Kettering that ministers to and serves African and Haitian refugees and immigrants. It was a real reminder of the diversity of our city and what happens when neighbors care for neighbors, and we were both able to speak. She was the main attraction. I was just the warm-up act as the mayor, but it was really neat to see what happens when you welcome folks who are very different from us that really just want to be American and be a part of our community and be a part of their service on Sunday. On the international front, tomorrow I have the opportunity to represent our city in a meeting with the Consulate of the United Kingdom of Greater Chicago, as Columbus Mayor Ginther welcomes 4 mayors from the United Kingdom to Central Ohio. So tomorrow I'll be with those mayors from the UK and other mayors from across the state talking about issues that are both similar and different about the way they govern in the UK and the way that we do things here in Ohio. And I'm looking forward just to being with other mayors, but also that experience of communicating with mayors from across the pond. Apparently they really say that, I don't know. And just speaking to Al Fullenkamp, who leads our sister city committee, he's talking about that relationship we have with our sister city, Kettering, England, which is just about 30 miles north of London. So I'm looking forward to that. Finally, the last thing is, this week I had another field trip of third graders. If you don't know what's on third graders' minds, they really want to ride their scooters in the crosswalk, and they want free ice cream for everybody, and they will debate it, and they will debate it well. We had a great visit from Southdale this week, and they even had a better visit with the police department and fire department. Chief, thank you for the men and women that helped welcome those third graders. And this time, my office had no interest to these third graders because there was a Bergstresser in the group, so we visited Steve's office, and they could look at maps and all the things that he has a hard hat, and he has really fun stuff in his office that does not exist in the mayor's office. And so thank you for entertaining Southdale's third graders in your office on Friday. And we'll see another group from Oakview this week. With all that said, thank you to council for all you've done this week in support of staff and for preparing for the state of the city. And we are done. So being no further business to come before City Council tonight, our next regular scheduled meeting will be on March 10th, 2026. And as I always say, take care of yourself, and if you can, take care of a neighbor too. And we are adjourned.